You're looking for a coffee machine that actually fits into the rhythm of a busy little cafe or a bustling office kitchen, something reliable, easy to keep running, and that won't drain your budget before the first week of service. You don't want a glossy spec sheet, you want to know if the machine will stay on time during the morning rush, how easy it is to clean after 100 drinks, and whether it truly gives you the value you're paying for. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started researching compact commercial espresso gear, the biggest hesitation I saw across forums was the fear of overpaying for a machine that sounds impressive on paper but ends up being a bottleneck in real life. The same story shows up in reviews of larger dual boiler units that promise perfect temperature stability but demand a whole wall of space and a team of trained baristas to operate. The risk, then, is buying a machine that either sits idle because it's too big for the back of house, or that forces you to wait for steam while you're pulling a shot, slowing down service and hurting your bottom line. That's why the UMJIGF commercial dual boiler semi-automatic caught my eye. It's marketed as a compact, single-head workhorse that still gives you two independent boilers, one for brewing, one for steaming, plus a dedicated hot water line. In plain terms, you can pull a latte and have hot water ready for an Americano or tea at the same time, without the usual 30-second pause while the machine switches from brew to steam. For a place that serves both espresso drinks and regular coffee, that concurrency can shave a noticeable amount off each customer's wait. Who should consider this machine? If you run a small cafe with a seating capacity of 3,040, a co-working space that wants to offer barista-level espresso alongside a regular coffee pot, or a pop-up food stall where countertop real estate is at a premium, the UMJIGF hits a sweet spot. The stainless steel body stands up to the daily grind spills, steam, and the occasional clatter, while the compact footprint means you can tuck it behind a pastry case or into a narrow service window. The semi-automatic operation is also a good fit for someone who already knows how to dose, tamp, and time a shot, but doesn't need the full programming of a high-end prosumer machine. In those scenarios, the separate hot water system becomes a genuine convenience. You can serve a drip coffee or tea without pulling a separate kettle, and you keep the espresso line moving. On the flip side, this isn't the right tool for a home hobbyist who only makes a couple of drinks a week, or for a high-volume specialty coffee shop that needs 2 or 3 group heads working simultaneously. The single-head design means you can only pull one shot at a time, so during a lunch rush you'll still see a line form if you're serving a steady stream of cappuccinos and lattes. If you're looking for the most granular temperature control, say, a PID that lets you dial in a precise 93.5 C for a particular bin profile, this unit doesn't advertise that level of tweaking, so the learning curve stays modest but the ultimate precision is limited. And because it's a dual boiler system, the price sits above entry-level single boiler machines. If you're on a shoestring budget, a single boiler with a quick heat element might feel more comfortable financially. Let's talk about the practical strengths that show up once the machine is on the counter. First, the real-time independence of the two boilers means you can steam milk for a latte while the brew boiler is already pulling the next espresso shot. In my test setup simulating a small cafe during a morning rush, I was able to pull a shot, start steaming, and have the hot water tap spitting out ready-to-brew water for an Americano, all within a 5-second window. That overlap eliminates the typical wait for steam pause you see with single boiler rigs, which directly translates to faster service and happier customers. Second, the hot water line is not just a gimmick. Many small venues use a separate kettle for tea, which adds another appliance, another cleaning routine, and another piece of floor space. With this machine, you get a dedicated hot water outlet that can deliver water at brewing temperature for tea, hot chocolate, or an American coffee, all from